Hey, San. Good afternoon. The question today is, how can you be composed instead of being a reactive? How, right? Think before you react. Now, how? Empathize your dad when he shares you a problem instead of ignoring him. Sit with him, be present with him, tap his shoulder, ask sincere questions. Live when your brother is insulting you, is insulting your writing skills, leave him instead of insulting him back. The last one is when your dad is saying no, ask sincere questions instead of threatening him. Threatening him not to exercise. If you don't allow me install TikTok, right? Your actions is making you composed instead of reacting. Why? You are thinking first before you are giving a respond. And whenever whenever you feel like whenever whenever someone triggered you, remember who you are, okay? Repeat after me. I am composed, I am emotionally mature, and I don't engage with self-respect. This is who you are, and keep reminding yourself whenever you are triggered or somebody triggered you, okay? You know what, son? Most kids today, most kids today, they react so easily without even thinking about it. They are ignoring their dad when their dad is sharing them a problem. They fight back. They insult back when their brother insulting them. They threaten their dads when their dad doesn't allow them to insult social media apps like TikTok. Most kids today, their actions are they react so easily. That's why most of them are so reactive instead of composed, right? And the problem is not the kids. The problem is reacting without even thinking. Maybe because those kids they get overwhelmed like how can I help dad, how can I empathize him when he is sharing me problem, I don't know what to do. Kids get overwhelmed. Another thing is kids get angry when their brother insults their writing. Why you are short, why do you write so poorly? Chances are they will fight back, they will insult him back, they will get revenge. And because most kids they get angry. The last one is kids get disappointed because why their dad wouldn't allow him to install TikTok, why other dads let their kids, why not me, why dad is so mean. So kids get angry, that's why they threaten their dads, right? And okay, sure, that's valid. So what are the consequences? So son, if you if you react without thinking, it makes you reactive, obviously. Why? You are threatening your dad. You won't exercise if you don't if he doesn't allow you to install TikTok. You are you are insulting back your brother when he insulted you. and and you are ignoring your dad when he is sharing you his struggles, his problem. You ignored him, and your actions your actions made you reactive. You insulted back, you fight back, you ignored your dad, you threatened your dad. It made you reactive. And does your dad deserve to be threatened? Does your brother deserve to be insulted, to be disrespected? Does your dad deserve to be ignored when he needed your help? Of course not, right? Now, what's the consequences when you become a dad in the future? So if you keep reacting without thinking, you're going to be it's going to make you a reactive father in the future. You're going to say you're going to ignore your children in the future. When they share a problem, you will ignore them. You will be ignoring them. You will be threatening them if they say no. Dad, I won't brush my teeth. I won't floss my teeth. No, of course not. And you will threaten them. And you will insult your kids when they insult you, when they disrespect you, right? So now your actions are making you reactive father. Your actions now are teaching them that being reacting without thinking is okay. It's not a big deal. And of course, then again, does your kids deserve to be ignored? Do they deserve to be threatened? Do they deserve to be ignored? To be insulted? Of course not, right? And so here's the thing. If you keep reacting without thinking, basically, so your kids, your future kids are going to be a father in the future as well. So you created a generations of reactive father. The cycle continues. I mean, how that that happened. So, son, when you were a kid, you were you were reactive. When you become a dad, you were reactive. So your kids become reactive too. And when they become a father in the future, they're going to be reactive father too, because that's what you taught them. That's what you modeled them. Your actions made them reactive. So you created generations of reactive father, and the cycle continues, right? So the question now is, do you want to be a reactive guy, a guy who doesn't empathize, a guy who doesn't, a guy who fight back, who insult back when you are triggered? Do you want a guy who threatened people? Like, do you want to be a reactive person all the time? You react so easily without even thinking about it. Of course not, right? Of course not, Dad. I don't want to be like that. I want to be, you want to be composed person, level headed, emotionally mature. Now, the question is, how can you be composed person? Think first before you react. Meaning, here's exactly how you do it. When your dad is sharing your problem, empathize him. Sit with him, tap his shoulder. When your brother disrespects you, leave him. When 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 your dad say no, you ask questions instead of threatening him. Okay? That's exactly how you do it. You empathize first instead of ignoring. You leave him instead of fighting back. You ask questions instead of threatening your dad. That's exactly how you do it. And you prefer you prefer to think first before you give in your response. And whenever you are triggered, or whenever somebody triggered you, disrespects you, insults you, remind yourself who you are. Let's repeat. I am composed, I am emotionally mature, and I don't engage with disrespect. Bahala ka dyan mindset. Remember that. And no, the next time somebody insults you, somebody the next time somebody insults you, the next time your dad say no, the next time your dad is struggling. No, I mean the next time your dad is struggling, empathize him. The next time your brother insults you, leave him. The next time the next time your dad say no, ask questions. What are the consequences? Questions like that. And do it consistently, because that's how you become consistent with it, obviously. Now, why thinking first before acting is so effective? First, it makes you a composed person, right? Because because this time you are empathizing your dad instead of ignoring him. You are asking questions instead of threatening him. You are leaving your brother instead of fighting back. I mean, your actions right now are making yourself composed, level-headed, emotionally mature, calm person, right? And do they deserve that? Does your father deserve to be to be empathized? Does your brother deserve to be respected? Does your dad deserve to be asked? Yes, of course, right? 100%, absolutely yes. And the good thing about it is, right now, you are a composed kid. In the future, when you become a dad, and if you keep being composed, of course, it's going to make you a composed father in the future. And you will be you will be empathizing your children when they share your problem. That I failed at football and I feel so devastated. Now you empathize your son instead of ignoring him. You sit with him, you talk to him, you tap his shoulder, You ask questions. Next, you are not you are not insulting your kids when they did something terrible. When they say something bad to you, you're not triggered easily. You are not going to insult them back. And 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 you will be you will be asking your children when they say no. Like, for example, like, "Dad, I won't brush my teeth. Dad, I won't write. I don't want to exercise." No. So when they do that, you will ask questions instead of threatening them, like, "I will punch you if you don't brush your teeth. I will spank you if you don't listen to me. I will ground you if you don't write." You won't do that, right? And now your actions is making you composed father, right? And since you are a composed kid, now you're a composed father. So how about your kids? Of course, they're going to be they will become the same thing. They will be composed kids like you before. And then when they become a dad, they're going to be composed fathers in the future, because you modeled being a calm dad, being a composed dad. This is what you taught them. This is what you modeled them. So the cycle stopped. You changed the generation now. You created generations of calm fathers, composed fathers, fathers who empathize, fathers who doesn't threaten, fathers who listen, father who ask questions, father who think first instead of reacting easily. That's the generations you created, son. Congratulations. And the question now is, do you want that? Do you want to be a composed kid? Do you want to be a composed dad? A person who asks questions, who empathize, who doesn't fight back when he's insulted, when you are being insulted? Yes, of course, right? So I encourage you, son, to think before you react. Okay? Did you solve the problem today? Yes, of course. 100%. Because before your actions were, "I will ignore dad. I will fight back with my brother. I will threaten my dad." But today, your action is, "Hmm, let me leave my brother. He's disrespectful right now. Let me, let me, let me, let me empathize with my dad. Let me sit with him, talk to him, be with him. Let me make him feel supported instead of letting him feel alone." Right? Now your actions change. Same situation, different behaviors. Good job. You solved the problem today. And one of the excuse why you won't think first before you react is, "But dad, yeah, they provoked me. They made me angry. Don't I deserve? Don't I deserve to react this way? To shout, to yell, to be disrespectful?" Son, your anger is 100% valid. It's valid for sure. I just want you to know that the best way to deal with disrespectful people, people who yell, people who tease you, name calling you, push you, hit you, leave them, because it's not worth it. Remember, you don't engage with disrespect. Remember who you are. I am composed. I am emotionally mature and I don't engage with disrespect. That's who you are. Remember that, okay? Thank you for listening. Thank you for trying your best to think first before you react. Thank you for empathizing your dad, for not fighting back with your brother, for asking questions instead of threatening your dad. Thank you. Thank you for doing these things. Okay, and that's the end of our episode today. And if I'm going to summarize this podcast in one sentence, think before you react. Okay? And let me drink water. Cheers. Time for our stories today. First story is from my nephew, Prince. He faked crying to Shimi and Steve. Then he was proud to say he was fake lying. I remember this yesterday, and he was crying. He was telling, I will tell Mom Kay that you were being mean. And he said, ha 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 ha. I I made you believe that I was crying, but I wasn't. And related to this story, and second story is earlier during lunch, Prince Micah told Mom Prince was Shimi that telling Mom Kay Shimi was using phone. Mom reacted so easily. Prince cried. Gaslighting. It for me it looks gaslighting. And the lesson of the story is when our kids tells us something, observe, think before you react. And when you're wrong, admit it, apologize, don't gaslight, don't gaslight, don't deny it. Okay. Faith, my niece, she was crying. Being a mom, being a mom will test your patience, sleep time, and I realized, wow, being a dad, being a mom, it will take your time. It's a sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice your sleep, some other things, and it it takes it takes time to raise a daughter, a son. Being a mom, a dad is a hard thing to do. I mean, you have to manage your time very well. Imagine waking up at night to stop the baby crying. Mom, she was embarrassing RD about the lotion in front of his girlfriend and classmates. Embarrassing your son in front of other people is wrong. Talk in private. Noemikes on Substack. Be careful who you take advice from. Since I study writing, I study from Nicholas Cole. Since I study parenting, I study from All Pro Dad. So learn from specific people. And first, you need to know your identity. Since I love writing, since I am a writer, I study from other writers. I learn from other writers. Since I am a dad, I study from a dad, from All Pro Dad. So the idea of studying public school is not a good idea to learn because it's random, I think. And Darius Forox on Substack. Intensity is a mood, consistency is a skill. That's why you have to schedule writing. Okay, here consistency is a skill. And how do you do that? Write at 6 a.m., walk at 6 a.m., write at 9 a.m., walk at 6 a.m., read at 1 p.m. This is how you stay consistent. Next is from Sam Wrinkle. Pursuing interest without financial aims should be celebrated. How? Study the topics that you're genuinely interested. Study the topic that makes you a better person. Study the topic that educates you to make better decisions. I study parenting. I study writing because I love it. From Darius Farooks, success takes years. How do you become successful? Write newsletter at 9 a.m. for a year. Film podcast at 4 p.m. for a year. Exercise or lift at 6 a.m. for a year. From All Pro Dad, the topic today is bullying, like name calling, teasing, pushing, hitting, humiliating, and the reasons sometimes are kids want power, kids want attention, kids they learn it from they learned it from home, and they lack of empathy. And solution is teach our kids what is bullying, what are the consequences, and what to do. Example: leave when someone insults you, leave when someone belittles you, leave when someone shouts at you. And from Sam William, it's use book, use notebook instead of a phone to learn, of course. And how do you use commonplace book like this? It's capture the ideas from the notes you read on Substack, comment as a content, post on your Substack account. Yeah, share it on your podcast like this. And that's it for today's. And I wonder if I really need to tell the story. I think so. Yeah, it's a bonus. It's a bonus clips. And thank you, son, for listening to the stories. And see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.